Hello there, everyone. I'm Lauren Budzich, a graduate of the Academy of Finance in Lancaster High School, and I'm now a part of our Alumni Leadership Council. And on behalf of the Alumni Leadership Council and myself, we just want to say we hope everyone's staying safe during this COVID-19 pandemic, and we want to extend our best to all of you preparing for college, career, and your journey after NAF. So we are all here to support. We are all in this together. This will pass and we will get back to normal. So in the meantime, we hope that all of you are thinking about what your next steps are and how we can support you. So I'm going to share a little bit about my career journey today and my current role at Johnson & Johnson. And then further, I'm going to take as many questions as possible from all of you. So as mentioned, I work for Johnson & Johnson and I'm in our medical device sales organization right now. A little bit more about the company. J&J is the largest healthcare company in the world. So that's our consumer, our pharmaceutical, and then medical device sector combined. When you think of consumer products that we offer to customers and patients every day are Tylenol, Listerine, Band-Aid, Neutrogena, Aveeno, those types of brands sit under Johnson & Johnson. Then we have our pharmaceutical sector. We have some leading pharmaceuticals in oncology, immunology that really help patients every day. And then finally, our medical device sector, which I currently sit in, supports patients during operations. So think operating room, what do surgeons need to help that patient over whatever type of surgery they may be getting. And our products cover all different surgeries, all different specialties, and we're used in every operating room every day around the world. What education and general skills are needed for my profession? So yes, I work for a healthcare company, but I do not have a background in biology or healthcare or med school. I went to an all business school. I focused on global business management and entrepreneurship. And now I am working in the medical field and really just having that passion, I would say, for being in healthcare. It doesn't mean you have to go to school, something like biology, or major in a field like that. But if you have a passion and interest in healthcare, we need people that understand business and can be leaders as well. Describe your role and what you do at your job. So I am in a leadership development program right now. So it's our sales leadership development program. We are trained across the entire portfolio of medical devices. We support the commercial education team, which is in charge of training our 1,000-person field sales organization, whether that be new hires coming in that need to be trained on products or new product launches. We'll train the entire FSO. And then when I'm not in-house training other people, I am running around in the OR, in hospitals, fully scrubbed up and standing next to the surgeon, answering any questions and really being that product expert and that valued clinical person to support my products that are being used in the OR every day. So some days look different. Some days I'm in the operating room, other days I'm in the office training others. So let's see. One question is, how is your organization responding in the coronavirus outbreak? So my situation looks different because J&J at the center of healthcare, of course, has a lot of responsibility in times like this. I can't tell you how proud I am to work for a company that cares so much about the health of humanity and their employees. And just to mention as well, all of our NAF alumni and our NAF students should know that J&J is a corporate sponsor and a part of the NAF community. So the companies that sit on the NAF board are truly companies that do good for not only their employees, for but for the entire world. So J&J as a NAF partner, and I'm fortunate enough to now work for J&J, what we've been doing for this outbreak is first developing a vaccine. Of course, this takes a long time, but we're working with the World Health Organization, local governments, federal governments to really accelerate developing a vaccine. Our company has also given away over $400,000 in consumer products to healthcare workers and people in need of our products every day. We haven't had any changes in our supply chain and manufacturing. We have been up to speed and running our plants and continuing supply of our pharmaceuticals, of our medical device products, and our consumer goods, so people around the world can really get their hands on those and continue to battle this virus. And what J&J is doing for employees. First, anyone not working in a manufacturing plant on our supply chain, or if you're not directly working on that vaccine right now, we are working from home. And we're really doing this to, of course, flatten the curve and the recommendations of the CDC. J&J is taking that seriously and following it. And for our employees, no one's being laid off. Our salaries are not being cut. Even medical device and pharmaceutical reps out in the field and that have their compensation based on selling. We can't be in the field and in the hospitals right now. This is a huge adjustment. This is unprecedented, but J&J is saying we're not going to let that affect your pay, and they're really helping with the comp structure and paying people what they would be making if they were in the hospitals selling every day. So that's really amazing that the company's doing that. And we're really focusing on the health of our employees, because if we're not all healthy, we can't develop a vaccine and ultimately get that out to the patients in need. So J&J has several resources that all employees have access to: healthy mind, healthy body, everything that we believe in and continue to believe in. And that's important for the employees. So that's been great to just see how supportive J&J is to everyone around the world. What makes you proud about your job in times like this? So definitely, since I do work in healthcare, times like this for sure show how no matter what, you can have everything else in life. If you don't have your health, you don't have anything. That is really the most important and a lesson that I'm taking away at this time. And J&J, we're about changing the trajectory of health for humanity, and we step up in times of crisis like this. So I'm definitely proud of my company for really stepping up and really investing in the well-being of the world. Okay, so I'm now going to answer a bunch of questions that came in. One question is, how many people work on your team? Are they in one location or distributed? So I mentioned my leadership development program right now. I'm kind of in two teams. The entire field sales organization, about 1,000 people across the US, and we have 19,000 medical device field-based reps around the world. And those people, you are in your hospitals, in your territory every day. So my training has been in Manhattan, the hospitals there, and in several other locations that I've been in the hospital working with the teams and the surgeons there. And then, of course, my commercial education team, who's responsible of training and the education of everyone out there working with the surgeons, they sit at our medical device headquarters, Ethicon in New Jersey. And most of them are there and sit every day between there. And then Cincinnati is our other medical device headquarters for Ethicon. So we split half and half. Next question is, describe your interactions with clients, vendors, and coworkers. So J&J really is a family in the sense that coworkers care about each other in times like this, we're all a family, all coming together. And I think what I find interesting is the people, how centered they are and passionate about healthcare and improving the health of humanity when everyone shows up to work with that mission and passion in mind. Of course you're gonna get along and love the people you work with. So I've truly had that privilege at J&J to meet people that think like me, want to change the world like me, and help patients. So those are my peers and my senior leadership, and everyone throughout J&J really transcends that passion for health. And then outside of there, I would say my customers are really both the patients and the surgeons. So we interact more with the surgeons. And medical device sales, when you hear the word sales, you're thinking a transaction, hey, buy this. Well, let me tell you something about medical device sales. You can't just walk into a hospital or an OR and say, hey doctor, buy this, use this in your next case. In medical device, the training, the clinical evidence, and the knowledge behind knowing your products and being able to sell the clinical need for your product to be used in surgery and why that surgeon should use it is based on how that will improve patient outcomes. So interacting with my customer, being the surgeon, is really proving to them through clinical-based evidence and facts about why our products are the best for patients who we ultimately touch at the end of the day. So those patients come first, and we design with humans at the center. So my customer interactions are really special and unique every day with the surgeons. Okay, next question. How many years of study were necessary for your career? So as I mentioned, I graduated from high school 2015, and then I did a 4-year undergrad at Babson College. I studied business administration and did that concentration in global business management and entrepreneurship. I would like to ultimately, my career plan would be to go back and get an MBA, but for my role right now, the master's, the business undergrad is enough experience. Usually to get into medical device sales, you need some prior sales experience in the medical field, whether that be pharma or med device. But shameless plug, J&J has a really unique program, this sales development program that I'm currently in. Really no other medical device company offers this, to bring people right from the undergrad level into a medical device position so early on in your career. Usually you see people with 5+ years of some type of sales experience in this role, because as I mentioned, selling to surgeons, selling to the top 1% to 2% educated people in our nation definitely is a different type of sell than a different type of sales role outside medical devices. So the skills really required for this role are unique, and that's something you could get out of doing a leadership development program like I'm currently in. So if you are interested, please reach out to me after this and we'll talk that through. People in my program too, just to mention, so I have the business background. Some people come from the biology, pre-med background. We have some MBAs also that after their MBA started our program. And then we also have people that were on the engineering side, biomedical engineering, that is now on doing medical device sales. So really, you can come from the healthcare or the business side. And then, have you ever considered changing your career? I really look forward to being in sales, being in the field. I think the insights I'm going to gain, and I've already have gained, being with some world-class physicians every day, standing next to them, teaching them about the products, but then in return having them teach me about surgery and healthcare and medical discipline and what they do every day. I am really just gaining so much from this role. So I plan to stay with Johnson & Johnson for the long run. Never planning on leaving a company this incredible, and in times of crisis, again, how they give and support their employees is second to none. So not planning on changing companies, but I think career will evolve over time. I mentioned and explained to you that J&J, as the world's most broadly based healthcare company, we have these 3 sectors. So I've done a little bit in consumer, I'm in medical devices, and then I think one day I would like to, shift a little, maybe go into pharma and learn that side of the business. But a company like J&J, you can have 40, 50 different careers at one company. And that's what a lot of people say, is they've been back and forth across sector, across function, and you can learn so much and grow personally, not just professionally, but grow personally in different careers. So that's what I'm planning to do and continue to think about. And I think the plan will continue to change. And no cliche, but it really is a marathon and not a sprint to the goal I have at J&J. And I think the mentorship and support that I've gotten at a company like that, they are going to support your career decisions and help you figure out that path, because it definitely isn't a ladder up, but instead more of a jungle gym these days. So who knows where the path will go, but excited to be with J&J for the ride. When did you become interested in your career? I'll answer this one because it directly has to do with NAF and my NAF experience. In sophomore, junior year is when my high school, we were asked to do our job shadows. Knew I wanted to do healthcare, but I said, hey, do I want to be a doctor or do I want to be on the business side? So I job shadowed a pharmaceutical salesperson, I job shadowed a cardiovascular surgeon, and then I job shadowed a senior executive at the largest healthcare system in New York. And after that experience, I said, yes, healthcare is where I want to be and it's where I want to play. But that really proved to me that although the OR is exciting, I do want to be more on the business focus side. So it's funny how now I ended up still in the OR and still in scrubs most days, but I'm on the business professional side of that, and I really think it's the best of both worlds. And I learned what I wanted to do through NAF so early on, and that has just continued to pay off and pay dividends throughout my career, that I was able to get set in something. Okay, and then the changes I foresee coming in my industry, I would say, J&J is a 135-year-old company, healthcare company, and we're really turning into not just a healthcare company, but a health tech company. So, technology is in our lives anywhere, and J&J as well, more than ever, whether it be robotics in surgery or how we manufacture and take our pharmaceuticals as patients, or whether it be, Neutrogena with apps of monitoring our skin health and things like that. So really the technology piece I see for the next decade and beyond, really pushing J&J forward, and what the company is focusing on being that health tech company. And then we'll take one more. What is one thing you know now that you would have liked to have known about your field when you first began working? I'm going to tie it back to just the passion and discipline and caring for patients. There is not a single person that I've met, and I've gotten to meet a lot of people at J&J. You know, there's 135,000 employees across the world, 60 countries, offices on almost every part of our planet. And just, I would say, what I would want to know and what would make me even push me to go into healthcare more is, it amazes me that everyone still has this passion and gets behind our company's credo, that is our mission statement, that we get up every day to serve our patients. And that's most important at the end of the day. And I would have loved to just hear more stories before going into this field that's what people focus on, and it's amazing. You know, it really makes a difference in feeling like you are doing something to impact someone's life, you know. So that's something I would have liked to know. And also, I think coming from the business side or the more biology scientist side and going into a healthcare company, I think one thing I would have liked to know, and what I'm trying to do now, is whatever side you're coming from, it's important to try to become interdisciplinary and learn from other people. So in this development program I'm in, it's a sales leadership development program. I've been trained on everything. So for me, the sales side came a little more naturally, being able to talk to people and have conversations, but being a clinical expert, understanding the science behind our devices, understanding what type of procedure this would be used in, the anatomy that goes along with that. That was the more science side that I needed to spend more time on and focus on. So I think just being open-minded to, if you are in a healthcare company but maybe didn't go to school for science, biology, explore, learn, talk to different people, especially if you're doing internships, if you're at that part of your career right now, take that time to just learn from everyone you can. I did 4 internships with J&J before starting full-time, and every internship, no matter what team I was on, I wouldn't just stay in one lane. I would really make it a point to learn across the gamut, and the breadth of knowledge that I was able to pick up from just being curious and asking questions has paid off in my job now. So with that, I just want to say thank you for tuning in. Again, all the alumni in NAF, we want to give back and help students like you. So please don't be afraid to reach out with more questions, especially if you are interested in a career at J&J or in healthcare. If there's anything I could further speak to you about, I'm more than happy to do that. And my final advice is just going along with what I was saying about being curious and open-minded. Wherever you are, continue to have that mindset. Whether you're doing your job shadows in high school, or whether you're now in college pursuing internships, or you just started your career, don't lose that curiosity. Don't lose that just want and drive to learn across the business. And that's what I'll leave with you today. I appreciate it, and thank you NAF for all the opportunities that they give us and set us up for success in this crazy world that we live in. We really do need to be thankful for our teachers and our mentors and the NAF family, that we all have each other's back. So please be safe, and hope to hear from a lot of you and answer more questions in the future. Thank you.